I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today I got a mega movie plan. Today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review on the new movie Belfast. I'm going to be going over the good, the bad, and my recommendation on whether this movie is worth your time. So make sure you stick around toward the end of the video for my recommendation. But before we get into that, if you're discovering my channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe so you get all that future movie content. I do movie reviews, movie rankings, movie hauls, and movie news. Make sure you subscribe today and like the video. Now let's get started.
We all have a story to tell. But what makes each one different is not how the story ends, but rather the place where it begins.
Now to get into the good of the movie first. Now I went into this movie with no expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised. This movie is great. Just how this movie is filmed, it is so artistic with how every scene is filmed and how the camera's placed and all the different angles they use to actually film this movie. It is just done so well, just like a classic movie. It just is so well done. You get to see all the different characters from different angles, and their performances just really shine through. And the characters in this movie are great. Now, I didn't recognize a lot of the actors and actresses except for Judi Dench, which is great as always. But all the characters still did a great job. You really got invested into this family story and all the hardships they were going through. And then just this kid and his optimism and the troubles he's going through. But every time he has these small wins, you just get so excited for this character. And it is just such a deep story, and you connect with these characters, and just every action they're taking, you really get enjoyment out of it. And this movie is just set in a beautiful location of Belfast, Northern Ireland, and the city really shines through in this movie. You get a real sense of the culture and community there, just in how these characters interact with each other. And this is just done so well, just filmed so greatly. It is fantastic.
You know who you are, don't you? You're Buddy from Belfast, where everybody knows you.
Now on to some more good of the movie. This movie does the coloring great. At first, I was kind of skeptical of them going with mostly black and white for this movie. I really didn't get the point at the beginning, but it truly makes sense once they start adding the color into this movie of when this kid goes to see films, and the films are just so alive to this kid that it shows the films in color, and then the films just pop off the screen to you, and that gives you a connection with the kid in the sense that he's feeling that even though there's all these troubles going on in his life, that these films are really the true joy in his life, and this is an escapism for this character. And I'm a big film fan, so I totally get how that feels. So I'm so glad that they went with the choice of making it black and white for most of it, but then when he goes to the theater, that the colors just pop right at you, and that is just done so perfectly, so purposefully, and just is such a great touch to this movie, and I just enjoyed that part so much. Now to get on to the bad of the movie. Now this movie doesn't have a lot of strong negatives, but there were a couple people that did walk out of the theater during my time watching this movie, and it was due to them not really understanding a lot of the words being said because the actors do a very strong Irish accent in this film, and it keeps with the style of the movie and it makes sense for the location. But I could see this being a problem for some people not being able to hear fully every word that is going on. However, I was paying attention and I could pick up on mostly all the words that were being said, so it wasn't a major issue to me, but I could see it being a problem to others. And then also, I can see that maybe people won't like the black and white choice for this film, of it kind of being more in that classic old school setting of a film, and I know some people are just not into black and white films. They just can't get into them. But once again, I think going with the black and white choice and then adding the color into where the films are and making that part pop so you connect to the character, I think overall that was a smart choice. But it would be interesting to see if this movie was all in full color, how that would make the movie feel. But I could also just see it being a lot in black and white, that could be another slight negative to some people, even though I understand the directing choice for that one.
If we went across the water, they wouldn't understand the way we talk.
If they can't understand you, then they're not listening.
Now to get into my recommendation of the movie. Now I'm going to recommend this movie to people that are really big film fans and that just really enjoy the art of films and looking at the different camera angles and how different scenes are filmed, because this movie just does that to perfection. With Kenneth Branagh directing, he just did such a great job with this movie, and I always liked this director ever since seeing the original Thor movie. That first Thor movie is just so good, and he does it again with this movie. So I'm gonna recommend this to the true film fans out there. Also, if you kind of like a little bit of everything, I'm gonna say give this one a try and then let me know what you think of it in the comments below, because I think there are some things that can help you get through this movie, like a lot of fun comedic moments and really good strong dialogue, this interaction between the characters. So I think a lot of people will enjoy those parts at least. Now, I'm not going to recommend this one to everyone though, just because I know those people that don't like black and white films, that don't like the more traditional old school feel type of films, that are just really more into the big giant action blockbusters. Well, if you know you only like the big giant action blockbusters, well, then this movie is not going to be for you. So it really just depends on what kind of film watcher you are.
Go now. Don't look back.
So that will do it for today's review of the new movie Belfast. Let me know in the comments below if you're planning on seeing this one, or if you have already seen it, let me know your thoughts on it. And then also make sure you stay tuned to this channel for more future content. Make sure you subscribe. Like I said, I post often movie reviews, movie rankings, movie news, movie hauls, you name it, everything movies. We talk about it on this channel. Make sure you subscribe, like that video. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man out here reminding you to make every day a movie day.